Hi everybody, my name is Soren Stearns, and today on my film vlog, we're going to be talking about Godzilla. Um, it's a film by Ishiro Honda, made in 1954. It focuses on maybe the first kaiju ever created rising up from the ocean after H-bomb testing, angered and ready to destroy Tokyo. I just want to start off this video by talking about my appreciation for kaiju movies. I am a really big fan of Godzilla. I've been watching a lot of these movies since I was a kid. And I gotta say, I mean, as bad as the stories of the more modern movies, the fights and the depictions of the kaiju, I think are really fun and entertaining to watch. In addition to that, I also really appreciate some of the weirder stuff, some of the smaller kaiju productions like Tetsuo. But the main event here is the story of Godzilla, right? So let's just get into some of my interpretations and takeaways from that movie. Probably the thing that stood out to me the most about this film is obviously its reference to nuclear war. In Japanese film, the horrific and monstrous event of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are pretty solidly ingrained into the culture of Japanese filmmaking. Films like Grave of the Fireflies and Twilight of the Cockroaches reflect this particularly well. But at the same time is being made in 1954 as the Cold War is doing its thing. With that, there's a new rise in nuclear fear mixed with that historical trauma. And I think that is even reflected in the movie in the way that weapons are depicted. You have these first nuclear testings that awaken the monster, but then you also have this other sort of doomsday weapon with the oxygen destroyer. And I think that this really just accurately portrays this rise in fear. One of the really interesting things that I love about horror movies is its ability to tell the story of what is fear at the time. And I think that it's really cool to look at that historically, and I think Godzilla is a really good example of that. I have another reading of it that is a little more, I don't think it was the intended effect maybe, but I think especially through a modern lens we can look at how it's a story about nature fighting back, right? You have these sort of devastating blows to the earth, which is nuclear war, and these attacks, they are pollutants, right? It's toxic, devastating matter, and in response to that, Godzilla, sort of this ancient, in later movies, like a worshipped figure that is there to punish the humans for their own developments. They've gone too far in their destructive ways, and nature needs to fight back. Things that we're seeing right now in the world, unfortunately, due to the ways that we've treated it. And I think that's even backed up by the oxygen destroyer, Serizawa's weapon. It is this other complete anti-life weapon, and this theme of life being sacred is pervasive throughout it. And I think applying this sort of modern lens to it allows for a different, maybe intended reading, but one that we can appreciate now. So obviously, I'm a really big fan of this movie, and I really enjoyed being able to analyze it under its intended lens, but also another one. And so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.